We will generally net 70% of the material that we cast, and that's important with centrifugal castings because that is a way that they are very unlike traditional cast methods that have far less stock on them. So something to keep in mind if you're going to do your own machining. However, I would say Spuncast has a captive machine shop on premises, and we can take care of all that for you right here. Well, we maintain over 30 separate metal vendors across the United States, and we try to leverage what inventory they have with what inventory we have, and then we try to pare down the cost of all of our materials to the greatest of our extent. And I'd say we've been very successful with that over the years. I mean, we've had a number of customers come back time and again for particular materials because of the price consistency that we can offer. So there are no hidden costs as far as tooling is concerned because Spuncast owns and maintains ownership of the tooling, both to make the casting and then anything that would be used to machine the casting. And the reason that we maintain ownership is simply because the equipment that we use to make the castings is very specific to us. So that's one benefit to the customers, is that there are no upfront tooling costs, and then they can all share in the tools that we already have in our inventory, which includes upwards of 1,000 different mold sizes for steel tubing. When you're talking about sand foundries or investment foundries, you usually have a pattern charge. So that's the impression of what it is you're trying to turn into steel. And then there are flasks and components that go into actually making the castings each time and again and again and again, where what we use is a reusable steel mold. And so that can last for thousands of casts. It doesn't need a positive image because we're just making a tube. So we just have an ID and a length. So the ID of our mold becomes the OD, the casting that we're trying to make, and then wall section is controlled by the amount of metal that we pour inside there. So really not the same type of tooling as what you might be experiencing with a sand or investment foundry, which is again the reason that there are no tooling costs. Yeah, every part has got a unique serial number, or what we call a heat number here at Spuncast. And if you maintain that heat number on the product when you receive it, we can always tie that back to its original records here, which we keep indefinitely. So we can always tell you the chemistry, we can always tell you any other testing results that we might have taken based on the order, and we can tie it back to the very scrap that we actually made to produce that casting.